And just like that, I think it's going to soqala sesigqibile. The first half of the Western piece was truly amazing. Wow. That's all I can say. When I'm Dubukeleyo, I think you have seen, and there's quite a huge debate when you look at the online comments. Say
Yes,
no one
yes.
knows in terms of
Ne?
who's taking it. They call themselves the online adjudicators.
Sure.
They're having a battle. That's what I can tell
So
you.
akukho here and there because to you, a person who was inside, who managed to hear a couple of choirs so far, how is the atmosphere after every conductor just closes the hymn to say, we are done?
I
The
think,
atmosphere around.
yeah, I think for me, I'm not going to do justice if I can sum it up. I want to bring in someone who's going to give us more into detail in terms
Sure.
of how these choirs actually perform within a Western piece.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
one thing I can say, the last 4, if not 5 choirs,
Nah.
it seems as if they are not only singing, but
Sure.
they're having a personal battle in terms
Okay.
of who is taking it, who is winning it. And we've seen in Love at TVET College,
Right.
Besiza on stage, and they were trying to say, listen,
We hear.
we are the defending champions.
Sure.
And I feel like they've defended their title. It was out of this world. What we have seen here is beautiful. Also, iLesotho chorus nayo, ifike yenze ezibukwayo, they're coming all the way from iLesotho, but trust me, they are soloists. And the actual choir was saying, sikhona silapha sizokunkqonkqoza sifuna ukuwela nayo sifuna ukuyithatha le ndebe sigoduke nayo. The Eastern Cape Police Choir,
They represented us very well.
look, but apha iphondo eli lelethu,
Okay.
we are hosting,
Home
so
grounds.
sizakwenza indlela yethu. Ilenon City, I don't think I will do justice if I can give a verdict, or if I can give a view. I want to bring in someone straight after lunch. I'm going to bring that person
Do
who's
that.
going to sum it up, give us an idea of how
Do that.
these things work. But for me, if usendlini and you were just watching it online and not thinking of coming, I truly advise that you can come, because the African pieces are banjan. In fact, I think the deciding factor will be the African piece, because
Sure.
currently, I'm sure adjudicators, I'm sure they're going to have a meeting, they're going to sit down and talk more in terms of, guys, how do we do this? Who is taking what, or who is doing what? Ngolu hlobo kulilo ngoku, yilaa nto kuthiwa ngesixhosa, indlu iyatsha. The roof is going down. We don't know who's going to pick it up. Agoduke nayo. Umbuzo uyi-one, ingaba iLovedale College izawuphinda ithi mntakwethu siqokelele into zethu saphani sihlale nazo, or someone else will pack the bags and go with on.
You know what, more than anything, I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, the most beautiful thing about today's event also is just seeing the number of abantu abalapha from young to different generations. It means that umculo wechoral usaphila, unendawo futhi ubalulekile ekuhlaleni, and just in general.
Choral music is the unity, choral is the unifier actually, that we need, not only in East London, not only in Eastern Cape, but in the entire South Africa, because in some way or another, inendlela yayo yokubangela abantu mabadibane in one place and talk one voice, which is choral music. Big shout outs to BOM, because what they have done this year, it seems as if ikwelinye inqanaba belingaphezulu. Umbuzo ngokuba ingabe izawuphela isithini into. I think a beautiful one. All we can say is enjoy these interviews as someone Supatela Zona, because there's so much more that we're bringing when it comes to the 2025 Battle of Municipalities. Today is the final day. Lela manqamu namhlanje, ingaba ngubani ozawuphumelela?
Namhlanje sinenyweba enkulu yokokuba ke sifumane mfundini amava siphakule ukuze noko abantwana bethu nabantwana babantwana bethu nabo baxhamle ekugqibeleni. Sinenyweba ke yento yokokuba sifumane omnye womakhwekhwetha bababhali umfoka Mbeki, uMbali Mbeki. Ndiqinisekile ke uDikelo Mhle uyaziwa kakhulu ngamaculo amamnandi kakhulu, endiqinisekileyo into yokokuba abe nento ayenzayo ebomini bakho nokuba ewenzile nakwamnye umntu. Iculo endilithande kakhulu kwixesha ebendikhe ndamsebenzisa mfondini liculo elithi bopha umthwalo sigoduke. Hayi, lalimnandi elo culo. Kodwa ke sawungena ke kuwo ethubeni. Okwakaloku nje kuba silapha kwimicimbi endiqinisekileyo into yokuba wonke umntu uyawazi mfondini, umcimbi we-BOM. Likhona iculo elizawuculwa apha elithi Masisulu. Liculo ke lamanina eliculwa ngamanina odwa nje kuphela. Dikela omhle, mandikunike ithuba ubulise kubabukeli.
Ciao inkosi, ciao inkosi. Inyweba siyazingca kakhulu okokuba ke siphinde sikwazi uba sikubone sijongane nawe emva kwethuba elide. Isiswenye salomcimbi singawo.
Ewe man.
Mandibulise nami uqale ke kubaphulaphuli bomhlobo wenene.
Yes.
Nawo wonke nje umuntu namhlanje ndiyabulisa uThixo sasigcinile sasilondolozile. Sisahamba kanye ezinyaweni zosetho.
Loo nto usemhle kwedini. Uyacaca into yokokuba akuthathi konke. Akuthathi konke, uyakhetha kwedini.
Kunjalo sethosi ithetha ukuthi loo nto leyo umzila wenu waba mhle. Anizange nibe namabatha. Sange silahlekeke. Uthixo sasigcinile.
Nanku lo mcimbi nalo mnyhadala endiqinisekileyo uba wonke umntu kweli loMzantsi Afrika sewazi ngoku into yokokuba kungathiwa i-BOM inomcimbi. Qinisekwa into yokokuba umcimbi wayo i-BOM uyakusoloko ngalo lonke ixesha uthe tha kubatsha nakubancinane nakubadala. Yonke loo nto ibize ke ngoku into yokokuba noko sikhe simane sirhweca ke amadoda afana nawe. Likhona iculo elizawusetyenziswa namhlanje.
Ciao inkosi.
Masisulu.
Ciao inkosi.
Ingabe iculo mfondini lithetha ntoni kuwe?
Ciao inkosi mandibulele kakhulu linene elo. Lelinye lamaculo azawusetyenziswa namhlanje apha kule Battle of the Municipalities.
Yes.
BOM. Masisulu. Andithethi ngolo hlobo kandithethi isiXhosa ndithi Masisulu.
Masisulu.
Inesisuthu loo nto.
Okay.
Endisaziyo ke ayongxaki.
Alright.
Into nayo ke waziwa ngolo hlobo ethi into ngumama uSisulu
Mama
Mama uSisulu. Kodwa ke siseMzantsi Afrika pha Masisulu sekwayiloo nto.
Alright.
Eliculo ndacelwa uba ndilibhale ngo-2017. Lo mnyhadala umi ngolu hlobo ukhona wakho owawu-organizwa yi-CIMPEC, yenye ke zezi associations kwezomculo. Apho lo Female Estate Ford, it was the first of its kind.
Alright.
It was the first of its kind. Choirs, they were no less than 20. 20 ezazipha ekukufa.
Alright.
Yayinkwanenkwa. Ndalibhala ke ngoko eliculo. Lithetha into enkulu kakhulu kum ngoba lo mama ngomnye wabantu akahambi nje esithunzini somyeni wakhe uWalter Sisulu, kodwa yena ngokoko kwakhe uNontsikelelo Sisulu, yena ngokoko kwakhe ubenegalelo elingummangaliso kumzabalazo ngakumbi womama. Uba awukwazi ubala udibanise ude ufike kwisithathu ungambalanga kumakhosikazi atshotshentla kumzabalazo lowo. Igalelo lakhe ke kumzabalazo libe yiloo nto. Noko sake sathi ke noko le nto kucaca uba kaloku ayingomadoda, ayingoMandela, ayingo-O.R. Tambo, ayingo-Walter Sisulu bodwa, Govan Bek bodwa nabanye. Hayi noomama bebekhona ngene abenzelelwa apha eculweni. Uyawuyifumana loo nto xa uliphulaphula iculo elubatyini umzila wale ntombazana iphuma etsomo. Ewe ube yintoni na. Ndizama ukuthi ke ithetha khulu kum loo nto into yoba aba bantu nale nto kuthiwa ngumzabalazo baye bayisingatha njengabantu singathi noonozala zibeleko zabo zathwala isizwe. Zizwe zonke ziphuma kwabo bantu intlanga, ziphuma kwabo bantu basegoqweni. Nalapha kuthi ke eMzantsi Afrika wadlula kuloo nto naye umzabalazo watshotsheka.
Awudibela ndiqinisekile mfondini ngamava lawo ngamava endiqinisekileyo into yokokuba awuba lulutho nakwikamva labantwana bethu. Dikela mandikhawuleze mfondini, maninzi amaculo akho kakhulu nanjengoba ndikhe ndatsho ndathi elinye lawo lithi bopha umthwalo bopha umthwalo khawutsho Dikela yintoni ebangele into yokokuba uthi bopha umthwalo kaloku xa kuthiwa bopha umthwalo mfondini ingaba ngelinye ixesha kukhona ingxabano ekhoyo okanye mhlawumbi kukhona ubushushu bemeko ekufuneka into yoba kubhekwe phambili Dikela khawusahlulele
Sethosa linene nokuyivela kweliphi icala uke kwathiwa kubopha umthwalo noba loo nto isisizathu sengxabano okanye ke mhlawumbi yemvisiswano kodwa kuyagoduka
alright
ukubopha umthwalo kuyagoduka uthatha zonke into eziza kuyagoduka apha ke bopha umthwalo sigoduke ihambe athi ongasekhoyo ubabusambo uyamazi ubabusambo elithanda kakhulu lo culo yayile nto ongazuthi yinduku yakhe
intonga yakhe
kube khona laa ndawo iphathi sendiyibona ikanana phambili pha uyawubona ke ngoku umthwalo lo ke ngoku kodwa usiyaphi sendiyibona ikanana kuwonke umKrestu ngelo xesha kwavela loo nto kuwonke umKrestu kwavela into ethi kum kwakudala ngoko ethi ithuba ngathi lifikile ingathi into xa sibona izinto ezi ngoba ithi kayiqalayo ithi phaphamani izulu tontontonto liyandila aniboni na izulu liyezisa bophani umthwalo lungisani ixesha lingoku lokulungisa ngoba sihleli silindile kuyagoduka yayinto enjalo more than anything
Dikela ndinayo into ethi umculo wechoral ngakumbi kubantu abafana nawe abantu abanamaphupha abantu abanamathongo abavuka bapha benza into badibanise iphepha nosiba ndiyanayo into ethi ihistory yethu apha eMzantsi ewe mhlawumbi singaba sifeyilishile ukuzibhala iincwadi nee-files eziza kubonisa into yokuba sisuka phi kodwa umculo wechoral ingathi khona into ethi kum unayo imbali
injalo ka
uyawuthi xa ukhangela kwi-files ube nezinto ezifana ke nale ugqiba uyithetha ooMasisulu bopha umthwalo zonke ezo zinto zibonisa into yokokuba noko ikhona ihistory ebhalwayo ngabantu abamnyama kwicala lomculo and ndiqinisekile ke Dikela sakha ingomso bekutheni usitsho nje
sakha ingoma
yes
elo ndiye ndicinge into yoba inkosi Sethosa nabaphulaphuli bakho bendiye ndicinge into yoba eli lingake uba ndakwenza ijustice uba ndakwenza ubulungisa xa ndithetha ngalo imini yonke imfanele ndaba nephupha umthetho lo wam andiphuphi ndilele hayi zange ndiliwele ke ngokuzama andike ndigqibe incoko naye nabani ndingatshongo uba ndiliwele njengoba mna ndingumbeki igama lam le ndithi bekuyihlononyoka iwele lam kubekiwe usaphila ubekiwe khangela ngositsibile kwa-60 eminyaka sisaphila nentombi kabawo ngoku ke into endithetha ngayo nguye umntu okwazi ukuphupha elele andiphuphi mna uba ndingaphupha ndilele mna kusengomso ndithi ndichaza iphupha boyazi bubuxoka akho nento enjalo akubhubha nekati uba kuphuphe mna kodwa makuphuphe nakwabanjalo mna ndinale nto amangesi athi it is to be wool gathering daydreaming ukuthi uhleli ndiyiboniswa yinto ndihleli ndiyibone ndiyakwazi ukumka ndihleli nasithetha nje apha nana uba ke kwakhona nje uba uthi ndisatshaya imke yam ingqondo ndifikelwe yinto ethile ndiyiboniswe uba ndiyibone ngolo hlobo iyabanjalo kodwa emva kuba ndiyibonisiwe iyafihlwa kum uba mandicinge ngayo ndakuyicinga kwakwenzeka loo nto nantsi alaa nto bendiyikhathali so noba kungavela wena ngelishwa noba ngavela wena ndihleli nje noba ndicinga kakuhle ngawe iyavalwa ke emva kuba ndikubonile iyawutyhilwa kuthiwa uSethosa akasekho kodwa kuzawuphila Sethosa ndizama uthi ke ndaphupha ke apho ndandihamba kodwa ndiyawabulela la magqiyazana ayemathathu ngoko ndiphakathi kwemdantsane eteksini ngoko,
Alright.
eteksini eya eQonce, kodwa mna ndiyakukhaya kuKomani.
kukomana.
Laa mali yayintlele mini. Laa maqhiyazana ngosisi abadala apha kum bancokola kamnandi ngomculo.
Ngomculo
Bamnandi,
Tikela.
bamnandi.
Awu.
Bathethe ngoko sasenoma region, sesenoma region E, region C, tontoni.
Alright.
Emculweni wezikolo ngakuye.
Wezikolo.
Indlela ekwathethwa kamnandi ngazo zonke enye regions.
Ewe.
Uzange nje bathi bawufika kule kwakuthiwa region C.
Region C.
Yile namhlanje ungathi Buffalo City.
Buffalo City.
Bathi xa befika apha batsho bobathathu bahleka bathi hayi noko singagqampa apho akukho
Awu,
nto.
madoda.
Ngokwasemculweni.
Ngokwasemculweni.
Bathetha ke ngoku ke nge-participation ezikolweni, bathetha nangazo iziphumo.
Nesiphumo.
Ayizange ndihlabe loo nto yandenzakalisa. Zange baqonde bandihlabanisele.
Banihlabanisele.
Ndazibuza ndabuhlungu kakhulu ngokungaze ucinga uba fana ndifelwe.
Ufelwe.
Ndazifuna ndathi ndilala ndicinga ngale
Awu,
nto.
madoda.
Kungoba kutheni? Kungoba kutheni?
Kungoba
Ndanento
kutheni?
ethi kodwa Thixo ndisekho nje.
Ndisekho nje.
Iyabakho imini
Alright.
yozubuya umculo.
Alright.
Ndaphupha ngolo hlobo ke. Wabuya ke nyhani
Wabuya
umculo.
umculo.
Mhla kwavela i-SK Mqha yasemdantsane. Ibhexeshwa ngumfo madoda wasemaqwathini ongaseke ugongotha.
Awu man.
Abantu abanjengo-Mr. Mzwandile Matthews ophuma mtshana bengasekho bayamazi.
Bayamazi.
Ungumnina wapha kubo kanye kodwa bamazi kakuhle. Ngo-Mr. Mzwandile Matthews ophuma mtshana bengasekho bayamazi.
Bayamazi.
Ungumnina wapha kubo kanye kodwa bamazi kakuhle. Ndaya kunceda ngethamsanqa apho. Yaqala apho kwacaba yeyi kukho isikolo sixakile ngoku. Sixakile ngoku. Waphakama umculo.
Waphakama umculo.
Namhlanje ukungaya emdantsane udlula kwisiqingatha sekhulu ungagqitha bakuxelela bawuthi siphume ezandleni zikaDikela. Baxela mna ke ngelo xesha. Ndakhathazwa yiloo nto. Ngoku ke ndiphupha ke ndihleli ke ndibona e-Indoor Sports Center apha emdantsane ehighway. Ndibona nanku umnyhadala ziikwayari ngeekwayari. Ndayibhaliswa yiloo nto ke. Kwakuzalisekiswa iphupha. Ndathi njengoba ndiyibhala ndamthanda omhle lo nophakamileyo. Nongelulanga. Ngoba ayizizo zonke izinto ezisemandleni ethu. Kodwa ke thina bomculo nabo ke abantu abawenzayo umculo, abaqambi bomculo nabasebenza neekwayari, sicinga into okokuba ukhumbule ke kaloku okokwethu thina bantu bamnyama zona ziphina ke izinto nokuba kuthiwa zii-social ills, nokuba kuthiwa zintoni apha silele khona oomasipala bethu. Through uBOM lo ngengoma lo myalezo ungadluliswa. Kulo nyaka upheleyo ndicinga uba ndiphazame ndizathi makunini kodwa ikhe yakhona into ebulolo hlobo apho bekuthethwa kanye ngaloo nto nqongophalo lamanzi nento nemibane. Yadluliswa ngengoma loo nto. Ndifuna ukuthi usekhondweni ubambe loo.
Nkosi Tikela. Nkosi Tikela. Mfondini, xa kukho abantu abafana nani ke ndiqinisekile into yokokuba le nqwelo ayisoze
noko ngeke siyiyekele.
Ngeke siyiyekele Tikela. Umnqweno wethu ngokokuba nisoloko nikufutshane niphefumla ukwenzela into yokokuba kucace ukuba kubhekwa kwephinye icala. Mandikubulele ke ithuba lakho Tikela. Mandikubulele kakhulu. Ndithemba into yokokuba nosombawo uya kukunika amandla emandleni.
Njalo.
Nkosi Tikela.
Yabulela tshawe Nkosi.
Nkosi Tikela.
Abaphulaphuli bakho Nkosi.
Nkosi Tikela.
Nkosi.
Well, the Battle of Municipalities is also underway here at the ICC, and as promised, we did say we're going to be having very important conversations. And one of those people are joining us now on the couch is Mr. Obrimposula, who's the College Sports, Arts and Culture South Africa President. Mnumzana, thank you very much for making time to speak to us, and welcome to this side of IBOM. I want us to speak about sports and also umsebenzi wenu that you guys are doing when it comes to integrating sports as well as students.
Yes, look, thank you once more for having me. I think the importance of what we do, I'm from College Sports Arts and Culture South Africa, an acronym for SACS. But what is important in what we are doing, we've realized that much as we are operating under institution of higher learning or higher education, it becomes important that we develop holistical students or holistical human beings, because you cannot expect people to deal with pressures of academic excellence and examinations, and also they don't have extra co-curricular activities. So what we bring in terms of our work is to strike a balance, because you need people who can navigate or try to engage life or challenge life holistically. Reality is we're sitting as South Africa with a balance, because you need people who can navigate or try to engage life or challenge life holistically. Reality is we're sitting as South Africa with an unemployment youth rate. I think we're sitting just above 60%, which is an alarming fact. So we have then realized that not everybody who's formally registered in our employment. However, our product or program career or an alternative career path for our students, so that whether through arts, through sports, through music, poetry, and artistry, that they can maybe earn a living in an event whereby they are unable to be absorbed in a formal working environment. But in short, what we do is to ensure that we develop holistical human beings. I always say you don't have to be an academical dwarf, but you need to be a holistical human being so that you can be able to
And that's very important. You find that oftentimes when young pupils leave the high school and they go to higher education, you find that some of them normally used to play sport, but once they get there, you find that the experience now and all the new things that they are seeing drifts them away from their love of sports. How do you guys get them committed, young people that is, who want to pursue sports maybe later on in life as a career? How do you blend and balance the two for them to understand that academics are important, but if you're also gifted and are skilled to be the best, maybe soccer player, rugby player, or an athlete, for instance, how do you bridge the gap when it comes to discipline?
I thank you for that question. I think it's important that we continuously advocate for the importance of this core or extra co-curricular activities, but mainly also from the Department of Higher Education, we've been given a target to say by year 2030 in our NDP, we should at least have been enrolled 2.5 million students. But now, how do you do that? And this is to assist us to also curb the issue of illiteracy in our communities. So how do we do that? We create these programs so that they become a draw card for students who might be sitting elsewhere, not studying, and make TVET colleges institutions of choice. Coming back to what you are saying in terms of discipline, it becomes important. I always argue and maintain that students who are active in sports and other artistic spheres, they tend to be more focused. Because if you think about it, say today we are here, there's choral music, there's orchestra. That needs dedication, that needs discipline. So by virtue of them being committed into these spaces, they become more focused. And also what is important is people who are heavily committed, especially young people, there's no room for them to do wrong. And it's also a way of saying we are healing the community, because we have students or people who are well committed from practice sessions, they go to class. So there's no, nature never leaves a vacuum. So if we are to give them time and they don't know what to do, we've seen stats where people are engaged in drugs and all the bad things, because people tend to not know what to do with their free time. But if you engage them, you're also unearthing their God-given talent and be able to excel.
And that's very true. Speak to us about the BOM collaboration between the departments and when did it start, and why was it important for the department to partner with the BOM?
No, I think our relationship now has extended. I think we are on our fourth year, if not the fifth year. where we've been in partnership with BOM. It's important that when you do partnerships, you don't do partnerships for the sake of doing them. You first check what is the benefit out of the partnership. And one of the highlights for me working with BOM is that through BOM, you would realize that there's also these things of workplace experiences for students, whereby through BOM, students are able to come, prepare food, set up stages for audience and all this. And that exposure assists our students in terms of them being ready for formal work environment. The relationship has been, I think, since I entered into office, we've been working closely with BOM through the leadership of Mr. Totong. So it's a relationship that is beneficial. But also, a benefit to us is that we also have a similar event called Kosaksa Sports Arts and Culture. But because of BOM, we are able to expose our students to a higher level of competitiveness, because where they compete in Kosaksa, it's only students and registered students. So when we come here, they are now exposed. They compete with their communities and people from and that experience helps us as an institution to say, wow, because our students are exposed here, at least they can compete and our standard of competition gets high. And I'm excited. I'm being maybe, I'll be biased, but I support all the colleges that are here.
Okay, so you're Team Colleges.
I'm Team Colleges.
I got you. That was, of course, Mr. Obrimposula, who's the College Sports Arts and Culture South Africa president. Very important conversations that we need to have as communities to try and motivate Abantwana into becoming the best person they can possibly be. Coming to you live at the ICC in East London.
And right now, I would like to bring one of the most important guests, not only important to BOM, but I think also important to us, because my next speaker is obviously Uposwecho. I would like to welcome the Regional Operations Manager, yes, SABC, Mr. Manda Musim. Sir, kunjani?
Kuhle mhlekazi man.
Yes.
Ngiyabulele uba ndilapha namhlanje.
Yes,
Thank you
yes.
for inviting me also.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
I think most importantly, let's talk about the involvement in SABC with the Battle of Municipalities. Why was it so important that as the SABC sibe kanti the Battle of Municipalities?
Well, the basics about SABC, the fundamentals, it's about educating the nation, entertaining the nation, and also informing the nation. And the core today is about entertaining the nation. And just imagine,
Yes.
almost the whole country is represented here. Also outside the borders of the country are here.
Yes.
So it's important for us as SABC to be here, as the biggest broadcaster in the province and also in the whole Africa, in fact. Yes, to entertain.
Yes, SABC is contributing, I know, also now the choral industry by having its shows as a choral. I think speak to us about the significance of having those shows and also having to give people what they need, because umculo choral has a huge market out there.
Yeah, IPOM is a critical stakeholder for SABC, because if these choirs from all over the country are here, it's a big opportunity for us at SABC, especially the choral music show, to make sure that that content is not only taken to SABC platforms, but to make sure that we also redistribute it to the whole country. As you know, that Umhlobo and True FM is one of the most listened radio stations. So it's very important for us to be here.
Also, one of the things that we have seen here, we've heard great stories around the BOM as well as the choirs that are taking part. And I know that SABC also empowers Abantu to do great things. BOM has managed to gather Abantu Abacha for this week or for almost all these times, competitions. They take them from Eslatweni to make sure they are somewhere. I think, speak to us about the importance of having to grow our talent and be able to even celebrate our talent.
I like the concept of the talent search when it comes to BOM. And when you recruit, I assume when you recruit these raw musicians that we see today performing at this level, it shows first of all that the choral music has evolved, because these kids, they are just singing without an effort, accompanied by the orchestra and so forth and so on. So that's an evolution for me. But also, these kids are being recruited raw, there's a voice training that happens behind the scene. You know, there's a practice that happens behind the scenes, there's discipline and there's commitment as well. So that's the criticality, you know, of BOM, and we appreciate them for inspiring the whole nation, the whole choirs in our country to do exactly that. And us as SABC is to make sure that we spread that voice, we spread that notion in making sure that we aspire more other kids that are out there, you know, to make sure that they respond to these BOM messages, BOM initiatives, and so forth and so on.
Yes.
So,
And lastly, I know BOM is not only about music, but also about the arts in general. And we've seen how people are so interested about everything that is happening here. I know that also SABC is developing different platforms to make sure that it gets to people, whether it's through their phones or through internet. But I think lastly, nje khawusixelele, is there a way that you guys, the SABC and the BOM, are still going to grow with each other and make sure that abantu, even those that do not afford to have internet access, but they can still say, I'll go to SABC because I know I can get it for free.
yeah, well, unomhlobo.
But they can still say, I'll go to SABC because I know I can get it for free.
Yeah, well, unomhlobo. Also, we are there, and our programs that are specifically designed for this kind of event, you know, it's gonna show up on 2FM so that all our listeners, you know, are hooked up in this.
So we thank you for your time. May you guys continue giving us the best of the best as the SABC, and siqhubeke nokubheka phambili.
Well done, you're doing a good job.
Thank you so much. All right, thank you so much. And of course, we'll bring you another guest later on.
It is an amazing day today here at the ICC in East London. But as promised, we are bringing you those interviews that are exclusive. As the one, but we're also speaking all things, also leadership when it comes to TVET colleges. And we are joined by Mama Mpunyezwa Vutuza, who is the Goldfields TVET College Deputy Principal. Mama ninjani namhlanje?
Siyaphila kanjani sisi wami?
Siyaphila mama nathi Nkosi, kumuntu osendlini ongakhange ayive i-atmosphere apha ngaphakathi kwenzeka ntoni kamzobele nje umbono. What an experience, right?
Wow, I would say kumuntu osendlini has missed a lot. We apha ngaphakathi singathi it's a rainbow nation. Kune TVET colleges, kune universities, kune subs choirs, kune municipality choirs. There's a lot. It's a huge mixture and a great experience.
Mama, more than anything, when we principal, right? We deputy principal with TVET colleges, right? Speak to us about ukubaluleka kwe partnership yenu ne-BOM. I think more than anything, sikhule sichazelwa into yoba umntana ngaskabe ne-balance. You don't only focus kwi academics, but ukho abantwana ba-skilled. Sichazele njengomsebenzi wenu ne.
All right. TVET colleges uqala skills as usitsho ne-theory.
Sure.
Now BOM came in. Ungena ka BOM nakuthi a huge experience. Currently, students ase Goldfields TVET College, the hospitality, bebekweli khitshi bepheka for all the dignitaries that attended the BOM Finale 2025. Last year, our electrical students were the one building the screens, the BOM for the BOM Finale. So that's the experience that BOM does with us on the wheel specifically. Because abantwana bethu, they need to be exposed in those practical areas. Secondly, BOM, all events esinazo is promoting arts and culture. We had a college in this year. We were hosting provincial arts and culture. BOM was there. It was streamed live, the event, the screens, the branding, everything. The event was really in a high level standard. Also, it was attended by the MEC for Free State, Sports, Arts and Culture. It was a huge, huge event. BOM honestly is bringing what we did not know, is bringing a light to the future. I can also say we're proud as Free State to say there's another BOM Finale coming in the Free State, which is also organized by the BOM Finale.
Mama, now, niyafana nongathi niyiglue. right? As TVET colleges, I mean a glue in the sense that umntwana ngumzali. Then it's the institution itself. Umntwana osekhayeni who could not get space mhlawumbi at university. Speak to us about the importance of getting a skill with TVET college.
Umntana ohlele ekhaya, a skill currently is so much important. For instance, TVET colleges now are transitioning to occupational programs. Zezaa skills ke zonke your chef where abafuna ukupheka, your welding, your plumber, your electrician. So currently ukuba ujonge encwadini looking for a degree, it's not important at all. What's important is what you have esandleni sakho, which is a skill that TVET colleges are now producing. Those diplomas are being phased out currently by the Department of Higher Education and Training. So we all need to move on to the skills. So ohlele ekhaya, apply on TVET colleges. Zivulile now ngo-September applications for 2026, more especially for all occupational programs. Inquire to your nearest TVET college. They will give you more information on all occupational programs, skills programs that you want to have. That's the importance of TVET currently.
Mama, thank you very much. That was Umama Upunyezwa Vutuza, who is the Goldfields TVET College Deputy Principal. The importance of also abantu abasemakhaya, young people who are not in a position where they know exactly what it is they want to do. TVET colleges are also an option, guys, because it's skills sibalulekile kakhulu. And of course, like I said, we are coming to you live at the ICC here in East London. From sports to arts and culture to meeting leaders. So if you are in and around East London, come through. This is going to be a beautiful experience that you will never forget.
So we're going to go live with this one, yeah? We're going to go live? 3, 2. And just like that, we're still on day 2 of the Battle of Municipalities, and I did promise you we'll be doing several interviews. And right now I've got a big name when it comes to choral music, the entire fraternity. I've got Professor Twani. Professor kunjani namhlanje?
Ndiphilile Nkosi, kunjani kowe?
Siyaphila nathi yakhondo. How are you enjoying the event namhlanje? Is it doing well?
It's doing very well. I'm really enjoying it. And I'm particularly marveling at the growth that we are seeing of the BOM Choral Finale. You know, from its humble beginnings, you know, up to where we are today.
In fact, talking about humble beginnings, let's go back there. Let's talk about how this baby of Battle of Municipalities started and your relationship with it.
Yes. Well, it started when I was working for the University of Fort Hare under the Miriam Makeba Center or the ECAVC. I don't know if it's still called that.
Yeah.
And that was 2013 when I came to Fort Hare. So in 2014, the ECAVC, they launched the ECAVC record label. And I was the head of department at the music department then. So that's when I first met Mr. Kokonga.
Yes,
And
yes.
amongst other dignitaries who were there for the launch. And then from 2015, I can't remember exactly the year when they launched the BOM, the Battle of Municipalities Talent Search. And it was actually, part of it was done at the ECAVC. And I was then the director of the ECAVC at the time. And actually the person who really emphasized that I should have a close relationship with Mr. Kokonga and the work that he's doing, Mrs. Mandi Sanguza.
Oh, yes.
Who used to work for the Department of Sport, Recreation, Arts and Culture then. She's retired now. Yes, and she's my sister. We share the same clan name.
Wow.
So she emphasized that please don't lose sight of Kokonga. There's a lot that he can help you with at the ECAVC, which was true and correct. So when they launched the BOM, it was when NCF, actually, the National Choir Festival, was finishing off the choral part of their work, which was funded by All Mutual. Then I said to Mr. Kokonga, with this talent search BOM Finale, because I remember I used to sit in some of the auditions and competitions for the gospel part of it. And then I said, how about you bring the BOM concept to the choral fraternity, because it's dying. Old Mutual has given up on us, and we don't have a sponsor. And also, I could see the marketing drive that he had for the BOM, and I felt the choral. This is what he has is what we're missing in the choral fraternity. Someone who's got very good marketing skills, good PR, who's able to present, the different concepts of the BOM as an overall talent search.
Prof, we can never run away from the fact that we have seen BOM grow, and I think it has changed a number of young people's lives. How do you actually view it, the impact that it has done, not only on the fraternity, but also the people that are involved within the fraternity?
Yes. Well, certainly, as you know, with music, with the arts, you can never go wrong. It may start small and you may start something that you think is not going to go anywhere. But, when God has blessed his people with talents and skills, our task, because I was intentional in being a teacher, a music teacher in particular. I was very determined also as a music lecturer that as much as other people who are in our field discipline, they want to be on stage. Mine was I will be on stage with my learners in class, with my students in class. And I'm very proud of the work that I've contributed when I see some of the big names in the choral now who are conductors. Talk like people of Vumile Nomanyama. He was once my student at University of Transkei. You talk to people like Dumisani Tembani. He was once in my classes at Fort Hare. You talk about people like Oskura, Uskumbuzo Chona. He was also in my classes at Fort Hare Alice.
Wow.
There are so many of them. I think you saw the Unizulu performance yesterday. Miss Timkulu, who was introduced there, was my student at the University of Transkei. And then she went to do her honors and her masters at UCT. But now she's back with me at Unizulu. You talk about people like Tembela Vokwana. Tembela Vokwana was once my student. Tamsanga Ngokwana he learned his music from Ikwaya Amagugu Esizwe. But then also we had a school in Tata, which I started with Ulula Makhozani. Tamsanga and my children were part of that school. No Nontobeko Mahlanza, for instance, no Baba Lwasiele. They were in that music school, which was funded by Samro. So he grew up from there, and then he went to UCT to study music. So when I look at them and where they are now, I really thank God that he gave me the opportunity and the skill, and the parents that he gave me, who were very open to me studying music. At a time when people were asking, what are you going to do with music? I remember when I was at Fort Hare, I was at Fort Hare for 1 year as a student. Then somebody asked me, okay, he was asking all of us who were in a group, so what are you going to study? Which degree are you here for? So I said, I'm here for music. I said, oh, Zofundo Do. Zofundo Do? Yeah, yes, Zofundo Do. But today when my counterparts, even those that, because from Fort Hare I went to Rhodes, and I did some stint at University of Pretoria, and ultimately my PhD at WITS. So when my friends now that we were at varsity together see me as a professor of music, they are like, wow, we didn't know that you would take it this far, And even myself, I didn't think I would push it up to professorship. But that's a story for another day.
Prof, I think also one of the important factors that I would love if we can visit, female conductors. Yesterday we saw one, and the crowd went crazy to celebrate and to actually say it is a beautiful thing that we are seeing. Are we seeing enough of those female conductors? And are we seeing them grow within the choral space?
No, we're not seeing enough of women in the choral space, even in the discipline itself. I mean, at this time, in our history and in our country, I only know of myself as the first black African female professor of music.
Sure.
I don't know any other one. There might be others who are still growing. And why is that happening? So it's bothering me a lot. You see a lot of female conductors in the SASKE, the schools competitions,
yes.
but when it comes to high school choirs, they begin to dwindle, they begin to diminish. So I remember when I was lecturing at NMMU, one of my students wanted to do a dissertation, to research on why are the female, conductors
Yes.
few when it comes to adult choirs and so on. And we started on that study, but it didn't reveal good things at the time. And then he felt, I'm abandoning this study. So I've started that project now. I've gone back to it and to try and I've done so far data collection in terms of interviews of female conductors who are still active, and those who have grown into it, like Sheila Spellman,
Yes,
you know.
yes.
How did it feel to be in that space and you're the only woman? There are uncomfortable things that
Around
I'm
it.
discovering, I'm
Yes.
finding from that research, but we need to sort it out.
Yeah. Maybe the findings of the research, are they going to be made public so that maybe we can...
The problem now is that the people that I'm interviewing, they're uncomfortable to have it published for now. So it's on hold.
It's on hold for now.
Yeah, at some point, I guess also some of the issues relate to the gender-based violence. So it's making other people uncomfortable.
Prof, lastly, just to speak to the entire world with regards to the choral space, because most people, they're always saying that choral music is dying, but when we go inside, the house is full, the spectators are here, and it seems like even the choirs are excited. What would you say to that person who's saying choral music is dying?
Choral music is not dying. Choral music is while you think it's dying, and then somebody and somebody like Kokonga, something like BOM comes into this space, and you begin to see how alive choral music is, and you begin to see why this talent needs to be, unearthed and also nurtured. But we believe that now with government, because I remember I was approached from my office because I'm in KZN now at the University of Zululand. You won't believe the people who came to my office. They wanted a meeting with me. They're saying, we have money. Come up with a project that will bring the overseas people to South Africa. And it's all about choral. So we just need more of those opportunities, more of those people, because the issue is about collaboration, because while I have the gift of teaching and the education and the knowledge that I have, I need someone like BOM who has the marketing skills, who has the drive. I need someone like FNB. I need someone like Durban ICC. I need someone like South African Conventions Bureau who is able to say, I can do the bid for you and bring the overseas world here. Just give me a project.
Prof, I know you need an insight. Thank you so much for your time. We truly appreciate you, Prof.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you so much.